the OSMcast.
This is the OSMcast. Welcome to the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. I'm Basil.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Dylan.
I'm John.
And I'm Douglas.
And that's us, and I preemptively, or posthumously, apologize to my wife for the editing that she already has to do in this episode.
It's so bad.
But I think now there's some really good stinger material, so stay tuned to the very end. How is everyone holding up? We have done, I think, a grand total of now 8 Ava-related episodes.
Yes,
Yeah,
so good.
I think we're at 7. No, 8. You're right. 8.
So that was a whole lot of Ava.
Yeah, I don't think I'm done with that yet. So
Did we officially turn into an Ava podcast?
I mean,
For a while.
By the time we're done, maybe. I mean, apparently John's not done with us yet, so who knows what the future may hold.
I mean, listen, they may be done with me. I'm not done with them.
I think that's also Anno's long-standing commitment to Ava 2. So, although, oh man, that Kamen Rider little trailer tease of just him on the bike, showing off the details of his costume. I was sad when they started showing other characters, so I'm like, no, go back to the boots.
There are some Kamen Rider TV series that has less motorcycle riding than that trailer.
I'm excited for that movie, though. And I am also excited for folks to try out our Discord for whenever we're talking about things like Shin Kamen Rider.
We also did have a pretty lengthy description, a lengthy conversation about Centaurworld on that server, right when it first came out.
Yeah, back when it was shiny and new.
And not the Squid game? Is that
Squidbillies?
I think that's the new Tiger King.
Yeah.
I'm not watching
Squid
it.
Game does seem to be super popular. I think I'm unconsciously prejudiced against Korean media because I just haven't watched it. I've watched 2 Korean movies in my whole life.
Oh, I know for sure that's true, and I feel really bad about it. But Japan has just poisoned me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan accidentally made me racist against Koreans.
Yeah,
I'm trying to fix it. But
Yeah, anyone who listens to this podcast, they hear about Squid Game. It's like, oh, they're doing fucking, Danganronpa or, some other death game shit. We've seen this literally dozens of times by now, and everybody's like, oh, God, Squid Game, it's so good, it's so unique. No, it's really not. I mean, it might be good, but it's not unique.
It highlights class disparity and wealth issues.
Oh, really? I don't think another show's ever done that.
I mean, it could be super awesome. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because I haven't watched it.
No, it's just sort of poking at the what do we call it? Just normies, that aren't into all this crazy shit that we are. So
also, ignited a dub sub war, and once again, the anime fans are sitting here going, "Yep, first time."
I would also argue it's not just normies in the sense that, I think I've heard it compared to Hunger Games. That was not a weird side thing. That was a major property. It's been, it's not a new concept. It's just rare.
Right.
Look, Battle Royale existed before Fortnite.
Yeah, it was, PlayerUnknown's Battle. Wait.
Well, there was also the Japanese property Battle Royale.
Yeah.
The concept of lots of school kids get trapped in a thing and now they must kill each other to survive is not exactly the newest idea.
And the concept of it also being having some sort of social message to it is not weird either.
What if we took Lord of the Flies and televised it for profit?
Shh, let people enjoy things. I don't know. I'm probably not going to watch Squid Games.
I mean, I'm actually debating on actually giving it a try, and Tiger King couldn't do that.
Yeah. I am 1,000 times more likely to watch Squid Game than Tiger King.
Oh,
well, that's because Squid Game is fiction. Tiger King generally really happened.
Yeah, that guy really killed all those tigers.
We watched it. I think I only
And that woman may have killed her husband.
That's not even the weirdest thing. There are...
It's really not.
The other people who own tiger... whatever, zoos or whatever, were very clearly, like, grooming younger people instead of,
Dylan. Let's... You're talking too much about this stuff. If people want me to watch and talk about Tiger King, they're going to have to pony up on that Patreon and get us to those upper levels to recommend it.
Make me watch Tiger King against my will.
That's right. If we had to get, was it 200, 250, 300? I don't know. Whatever dollar amount that's on the Patreon to recommend things, you can recommend Tiger King there on the Patreon.
Make me a puppet to dance to your will.
It's horrifying.
But until then,
please
then, Kevin, give us that Moments of Awesome theme.
It's a moment of awesome.
Moments of Awesome, things that are pretty cool that we haven't quite dedicated to a whole episode yet, but you never know, we might. For example, Centaurworld was a Moment of Awesome once, and now it's got its whole episode. But until then, Kevin, what's your suggestion?
My suggestion is get in the car, loser.
What?
Get in the car, loser. Now, it is a video game. It is a PC video game created by Love Conquers All Games, which is headed by Christine Love, who people may know from the award-winning S&M love comedy Lady Killer in a Bind, which was
that's a great name for an S&M comedy.
Yeah, but that's a visual novel, and it's actually pretty cool, but definitely adults only. Get in the car, loser, on the other hand, is it's the best part of Final Fantasy 15, which is to say the road trip part. As you control initially 3, later 4 people on a road trip to go destroy the Machine Devil.
Jeff Bezos?
Yes. Well, sort of.
Does it have any connection to Chainsaw Man?
No. But,
okay.
I feel like if you enjoy Centaurworld, it might actually be a kind of game you'd like, because it's bizarre and out there and eccentric and has fun wordplay. Basically, Sam is a, wannabe dark sorceress, but to her eternal chagrin, she's only actually really good at healing. Who, when the, hottest girl in school, Grace, and her love interest, Valentin, who is mostly her love interest because they have a car, pull up and tell her to literally get in the car, loser, because Grace has stolen the magic sword to slay the Machine Devil, and they're going to drive 2,000 miles to go do it. And you eventually pick up a fourth party member in the form of Angela, an angel who, despite having a lot of blue and orange morality, eventually decides maybe being proactive against the evil instead of just waiting for it to resurrect itself might be a good idea. So you mostly just cruise along the road, occasionally switching lanes to avoid or go to encounters, and then stopping periodically to gas up and buy food and trinkets, which are equipment, and, get photos in your book, or go eat at a diner, the actual fun parts of the road trip, as you have wacky car banter along the way. It does get a little real once or twice in terms of the themes explored, but it's generally a fun, goofy time. It has a combat system that plays a little bit like if Valkyrie Profile in Final Fantasy 13 had a baby. And it's got very lovely pixel art graphics. And, most importantly, the game is free.
Ooh.
You can get it on Steam or Ichi. The game itself is free. There is a paid DLC where everyone takes a trip to the beach, which is also pretty fun. So it's like, if you enjoy the game and you want to support them, boy, I recommend it because it's a fun little bit of DLC. But if you just want to dip your toes and go, oh, I like this, or you go, oh, I hate this, you didn't spend anything. So it's a good time. I super resonated with the game's sense of humor, which is why I'm here saying, go play it.
What system is it on?
Oh, it's PC.
Oh, okay.
It's a pixel graphics PC game. Like, I've got a Steam account. That's how I got it. I imagine it would run on most computers. It can't be that system intensive.
I was going to be like, I really want this on my Switch. But then you're like, but it's also free. And I'm like, well, I can't really argue with free.
Oh, although I would recommend plugging up a controller if you play it, because I did not have a good time attempting it on keyboard, and it plays like it was made for controller. Maybe one day it will get a console release of some kind. Doesn't seem like it'd be out of nowhere if it showed up on Switch.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, this sounds like something that would be really fun to play on my Switch. But I got lots of other stuff to do when I'm at the computer.
Yeah, it's a little indie game maker who's...
That said, Dylan, is what you were going to suggest playable on the Switch?
It's not playable at all, except as a podcast.
Oh!
My moment of awesome is Old Gods of Appalachia. I found this thanks to Charlie, Nico, and Jenny.
Oh,
it's a
Charlie's
horror anthology. What'd you say?
I think Charlie's where I've heard the name before. I was trying to think of that.
Yes. Like, I went back. There was a thread on Twitter that they did. They started talking about this. I'm like, okay, I've got to go listen to this. It's a horror anthology podcast set in 19th and early 20th century Appalachia. There's a backstory about, the mountains, which are some of the oldest on the planet, being used to imprison some ancient evil. But really the background is it just sits in the background as an explanation. The stories themselves feel more like a modernized version of old folklore about Haints in kind of a romanticized, idealized version of the South. And that's what really got me. Like, if you live around here, you grew up with even a little experience with like a farm or in the mountains, and a little exposure to the folklore, like, it has that pull of nostalgia. The narrator uses a slow southern drawl and slang, which is a little over the top at times if you think too much about it, but it feels very familiar. And there's just, like, they use a light touch with background music and sound effects to set the mood, and it kind of feels strangely calming in a way.
Oh, no, I totally get that. Like, I find horror stuff to be really, really calming.
Okay, then.
It's like, there's not a lot of jump scares. It's all, hey, this weird thing happened, and depending on how much you're paying attention, like, it's going to be weird, but it's not.
I'm more concerned with Doug's, very cavalier, like, oh, it's really calming. Like, there's nothing like a good old knife stabbing to just calm your nerves.
Not stuff like that, but stories about ghost stories and paranormal stories. Like, it's so far detached from reality,
yes.
but familiar and comfortable that you do sort of get to feel comforted by going, okay, well, this is a story that I'm getting into and getting interested in, and when it's all over, it's a story, and the anxiety that I felt actually has a place and a direction.
It's also set so far in the past, and it's so removed from, like, horror set in the modern day, and like I said, it doesn't have a lot of gore or anything too, I want to say anything too psychological, like anything that is like trying to creep you out. It's not like a one of those found footage type
Mhm.
of movies. But yeah, like I think if you, like I said, if you live around here, if you've had those sorts of experiences, it's that sort of like half idealized, half real nostalgia that it taps into. It's really like I kept thinking, like, why did I like this so much? And like it's the same type of thing I really loved about doing that Awesome Quest Be Prepared game, where you take this horror story and use it as kind of this excuse to revisit and reimagine, you know, this sort of like nostalgic or romanticized setting.
Nice.
So,
I
But
get
you
it.
know-
I want to watch it. I want to listen to this now.
they've got two. I think they've got 2 seasons out. I've only gotten through part of the second season, and I honestly haven't listened to it in a while. I think they had some voice actors come on in the second season.
Well, you know what also has voice actors, and what I find comforting is solving grisly murders, and
cool.
skateboarding, and managing a high school dance team, or the robotics club, in this fanciful magical world where Virtual Fighter 5 Showdown is the premier esport. That's right, we're talking about Lost Judgment, the latest game from the Ryu Gotoku studio who makes all the Yakuza games, and now the sequel to Judgment, Lost Judgment, where you play as Takayuki Yagami. He is this awesome detective guy who does detective things, and this go around he is in Yokohama, much like Yakuza Like a Dragon, but they've also added a full-on high school, like all 4 floors, the faculty, chairmans, everything. You actually have to help be a counselor for all sorts of various clubs. You start off having to be the counselor for the mystery club, where they read lots of mystery books, and then are busybodies getting on everyone's business because they think they know where crimes are happening. And part of it is you then have to, it leads you on, and this is all optional, you can go manage the dance team, and you have to do DDR with a controller because it's a rhythm game to do the dancing stuff. I have also helped the robotics team, which is this weird like capture like land sort of mini game. There is a skateboarding team where you more or less do this weird Yakuza flavored version of Tony Hawk. There's a lot of random mini games all tied up into high school, and you can definitely tell like the quote the high school music for all these clubs sounds super like a rip-off Persona background music. Because, you know, it's all owned by Sega, so they can get away with it. Meanwhile, there's been a grisly murder that happened in Yokohama that's also weirdly tied into this high school. So while I am also being this, you know, all-encompassing advisor for all these different clubs, because clearly the faculty here has no idea what they're doing, and it takes awesome detective guy to make all these students happy, we're also solving grisly murders that may or may not be tied to weird gang underworld violence, because of course it is. This is what that studio does.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very good. If you like the Yakuza or Judgment series, then congratulations. Lost Judgment is a fine game in that lineage. John, what you got?
You know, I recently purchased the latest FGC anime fighter, Melty Blood Type Lumina. It is tied very directly to Type Moon's Tsukihime franchise, and added another character from a Type Moon franchise, perhaps better known here in the West, Saber from Fate Stay, or the Fate series in general. It's a lot of fun. It's not a casual friendly game at all. It's got a lot of systems
Yeah.
So there, there's a lot of stuff to learn, but if you find that sort of thing satisfying, which I do, it's definitely worth checking out. It also caused me to basically go back down the Fate rabbit hole, because I don't think I'd seen Fate anything since Fate Apocrypha. So I went back, I watched Fate Zero, which was really good. I'm in the middle of 2006 Fate Stay Night version, which after watching Fate Zero, like doing it chronologically as opposed to like in the order that the shows were released, I think that may have been a mistake, because now I'm like, Shiro's such a fucking wuss. He's so stupid.
Yeah,
Like, his dad was just like a fucking stone cold killer, and he's like, I want Saber to fight. I'm like, what the
UFO
fuck is your
table.
problem, kid?
I think UFO Table expects to go from Fate Zero to Unlimited Blade Works.
Right,
And
right.
not go back and watch the Studio Dean version from several years before.
Yeah. Although if you're getting into the franchise, even though it's not my favorite, it's probably the most beginner friendly, because it assumes you haven't watched like 70 other Fate shows. The Studio Dean version, that is, but it was also like released by Geneon, so
Yeah.
Good luck, good luck finding it through
The animation quality is kind of inconsistent.
a little bit.
The last two episodes are animated amazingly, but between there, it's a little hit and miss.
Yeah, but
One of those productions.
It's a good time if you like historical or mythological figures being anime as fuck. Yeah, we gotcha. Yeah, you want to see William Shakespeare? He's in there. Not gonna tell you where, but he's in there. You want to see King Arthur as a chick? She's in there.
Now,
you want to see Frankenstein?
Is Shakespeare in Melty Blood type Lumina?
No, unfortunately. The only Fate character is Saber.
And then there's all those Tsukihime characters that everyone in the West knows less about unless they play Melty Blood.
Except me, because the one remotely type 2 thing I've watched with Tsukihime.
Tsukihime,
that's why you don't want to watch any more stuff, because Tsukihime anime is literally the worst.
Yeah. It did get a Western release here from Geneon back in the day. I haven't seen it. I don't even think I maybe have like heard of Melty Blood at that point, but I certainly didn't.
Maybe we'll get
enough.
Maybe we'll get an English translation of the new Tsukihime visual novel adaptation. It should be comparatively all ages friendly. The original is a porn game.
Yeah, I was about to say the original. Like, if you go back all the way to the visual novels, hey, guess what? Those are straight up hentai games.
And then they're like, let's make Dojin fighters. That'll be extra hard by the standards of fighting games at the time, and even by now.
It'll be extra convoluted. As a fighting game veteran, it's hard to get extra convoluted, but this game gives it a go. It gives it a go.
All right, Doug, what else should we give a go?
Well, I was going to say Free Guy, the movie that is in theaters now starring Deadpool, or whatever that guy's real name is.
Pikachu.
Yeah, it stars Deadpool Pikachu. He's playing a video game character.
Sorry.
He's playing a video game character again. He's an NPC that is run by an overly complex AI that becomes self-aware. And the movie caused me to really, think about things in a different way. And all of, the plot holes, which there were plot holes, seemed to be the kind of plot holes that, if this was a novel or a book or something, would have been resolved, or maybe could have been resolved with a few extended scenes, certainly within the realm of suspension of disbelief, is what I'm saying. And I thought it was surprisingly very good. However, then we started talking about Tiger King. So I realized that I can't actually have Free Guy be my moment of awesome. I instead need to talk about Chicken People.
Chicken People.
Chicken People is a documentary on CuriosityStream about this about people who breed and show chickens. That is what they do. They make the prize-winning chickens, and they go to chicken conventions across all around the country and have judges judge their chickens. And I feel that, especially after watching Tiger King, you need to watch Chicken People. Because the documentary goes through, and as you're watching this documentary, you start going, okay, now which one of these is secretly the bad guy? Which one of these are like are evil? Because they're all they all are crazy. But as you get to know them, you slowly start to realize they're not crazy in a bad way. They're just crazy in like a slightly eccentric way. You know, the kind of crazy that we all are on some level deep down. And when they finally start like meeting each other at conventions, it's finally time for them to like start butting heads. Like, they're actually really friendly and nice to each other. and they support each other. And it's just, after watching just the terribleness of Tiger King, it's really like heartening to see how sweet Chicken People are.
So it almost sounds like the Great British Bake Off equivalent to like Tiger King's, I don't know what, Hell's Kitchen or whatever. One of those shows where they yell at you.
Yes, that would be about right. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Like, because, you know, a lot of, it's not even things like Tiger King, like a lot of documentaries will like focus, especially competitive ones. Like, I'm thinking of like King of Kong, where it was like the villainous Billy Mitchell, who probably is actually somewhat villainous. And
yeah, I think that's confirmed at this point.
And the other guy, and they painted the other guy as just such a sweet, innocent soul that I'm like, I'm sure he's not this sweet and innocent. But, you know, but the Chicken People are very, very, very nice. And you discover, like, oh, this person used chickens to solve other way worse problems they could have had instead. Yeah. So everyone was much happier that they were just a chicken person now versus what they were.
Yeah. And one of the guys you see, like, he's kind of the one that I thought they were going to eventually turn him around to be, like, the bad guy because he's, like, a middle-aged white male. It turns out, no, he's just a little bit doddering, and he probably had some kind of, like, autism before we knew what that was, but he got through it by working with chickens, and so now he has this great and full life, and he's very kind and influential to people around him because of chickens. Like, it's wonderful.
This is also a guy that his day job is traveling the world working on race car engines, and then he also wants to breed like a very particular kind of chicken that's like exceptionally hard to actually breed.
Yeah.
It was actually a very good documentary. I'm down with the Chicken People. But one then must ask the question, what if instead of chicken people, what if centaur people? So we're going to take our break and we'll come back talking about Centaurworld.
Hey, new friend. I'm glad you made it.
What is this?
Hey, new friend. As long as you are with us, you are home. It really sounds like where you're from is overrated.
Who are you again?
But now you're here, we're never gonna leave you alone.
Because we have no sense of boundaries.
Cause you made it to Centaurworld, and nothing better represents our world than this colorful collection of singing and dancing, half animal, half man things you're meeting here today.
You're welcome in Centaurworld. It's the place where all your new best friends are, girl.
We're all different, but we're always together.
You're splendid.
We're kind of codependent, but we're happier this way.
I mean, technically.
And we are back talking about the Netflix show Centaurworld, created by Megan Nicole Dong, who apparently somehow went, hey, Netflix, take a peek into my brain. Don't you wish this was an animated superstar piece? And they went, yeah, sure, here's some money.
After they stopped screaming in terror after peeking into the abyss.
Yeah.
That's inside her stomach.
Technically true.
So yeah, so what is the Centaurworld thing, anyways?
It is a world full of centaurs.
You're not wrong.
It's an animated show. Production was done by Netflix Animation and Sketch Shark Productions, although the actual animation work was done by Mercury Filmworks, which is a Canadian studio that's actually done a lot of Disney work, and Red Dog Culture House, which is actually looks like a Korean animation studio. So I'm surprised that Kevin really enjoyed the show.
I know, right? Such a rampant Korean hater.
I feel like I heard somewhere else that Korea actually was really the place to get like your to get your workhouse animation done.
Yeah. Korea used to be the cheap place to farm out your animation to. Now it's more like the go-to place. And if you're really cheap, you go to Vietnam now.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Kinda
mean
weird.
that's how Japan was back in like the 1970s.
Yeah.
They were the cheap place to send your animation off to. But I mean, certainly not now.
And that's
Well,
why
I think
certain
it's-
parts of the real Ghostbusters looks amazing.
And the opened Bionic 6, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, it's kind of crazy that this show got made because it's doing a lot of things. Like, sure, it's an animated show, but it's an animated show where it's all like made of quadrupeds and a horse that are apparently ridiculously hard to draw. As Dong herself said, they were apparently Jane Spactor, who worked on animating Spirit and Belle from Beauty and the Beast, apparently joined the studio and actually taught classes on how to draw horses, so that way they'd be good at it.
Yeah, horses are notoriously hard to draw, which is why, you know, young girls drawing them obsessively is partly such a thing. Like, they're difficult.
And
Also,
so they
this-
made one the main character.
Yep.
And it's also a musical.
And it's a musical.
It sure is.
John, did you like Centaurworld? It's hard to tell from the way you're...
Generally, I generally liked it.
Okay.
It's
That's good.
it's weird because I don't tend to like musicals, and it was a little bit goofy for my taste in places.
Yeah,
but
that's...
then,
Go ahead.
oh, was that basically your experience too?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't typically like shows that are like that outrageously goofy, but it actually manages to go somewhere interesting.
It's weird, like Adventure Time, but it's even a little crazier than that. Yeah, but it's kind of framed. I think one of the things it does well is it's framed within a story of coming from another universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the other universe has this sort of like, I guess like Avatar would be a good example of the animation
Anime
style.
like.
Yeah, in my
Fantasy
notes, that
adventure
is
world.
literally what I wrote down. Is that it's very like Avatar-esque. Like it's like a serious kids animation.
It's-
One world.
It's hard to not see Ryder and not think of Korra.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
You got this world with this girl and her horse, and it's this big serious fantasy world where humanity is fighting against horrible monsters.
yeah.
It's the kind of place I'd be more interested in exploring, but that is not what this show is about.
Oh
No.
no!
And it-
Oh no! In fact, as you're watching the show, most people are generally turned off by, the giant tone shift that it takes very quickly on into the show.
Yeah, I feel like if you're, if your tastes are more in line with mine and Dylan's, getting into Centaurworld depends on how much you can withstand Wamawink in like the first
yeah.
couple of episodes.
Really? So it's Wamawink that you had the most issue with?
No, I honestly think it's pretty much all of them except maybe like Glendale. Like they are all very.
I find it interesting
trying to
that
think
you
the
said
right
except
word.
Glendale.
Except.
She seems to be like a little more. She's not like as extroverted, I guess is the way I want to say it. It's not really extroverted. It's like
We ironically trust Glendale more because she's the one we think might stab us in our sleep.
instead of like steamrolling us up front and just railroading us to do whatever up front.
I think the reason I say Wamawink is just that she is the most overbearing.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
yes, that is part of like her whole character
Right.
journey.
Yes,
Is that she's
exactly.
overbearing.
I mean, I guess for
Exactly.
sake of people who haven't watched this yet, this is not like very quickly in the show. The horse and the rider are separated, and the horse gets isekai'd to a whimsical fantasy world.
Yes.
Okay.
It is an isekai, yes.
One of the things. Yes, this is definitely an isekai.
I just and just like resign himself. It's like it is isekai. Fuck.
Everything's isekai.
So the first song, the very first song that's in there, is actually sung in the dystopian world, and it's sung by Ryder. And I love this song. I sing this song to my pets.
Aw.
So one of the big things that I think needs to be pointed out to a lot of people that when you're watching it for the first time is that opening monologue is not Ryder. It's
That's
very
right.
easy to think that it is Ryder. And the only reason I can think for why it is easy is because we don't hear enough lead female voices doing monologues that when Ryder actually does start speaking and sings her song, it's like a blatantly different voice, but because they're both the voices of young girls, we just kind of ignore that.
Well, it's also the case of you're introduced to the horse character who is called Horse, and the horse's rider, who we're now calling Ryder. They're the only two characters you see, and they have not indicated yet that the horse is going to talk. It's
Yeah.
just a horse. And so you're hearing this sort of monologue, then Reinhardt's talking, but you've only seen these two characters, and there's no indication that horse is going to talk.
And they don't even have actual names at any point, but
It's because Ryder is actually a mythological spirit. We haven't learned her true identity yet.
Yes, yes.
I mean, no, like they're archetypes in the dystopian world. But I did have that moment when Horse first gets transported to Centaurworld and starts talking like. is
Oh,
Horse-
they got
does
merged
Horse
into
have
one
riders?
person.
Yeah, I
Yes,
was like, is
that
what they're-
that was a serious thought that I had the first time I was watching it too. Like, are they one person now?
Which I think. I mean, obviously that's a mistake, but
Is it though? Like, could that maybe be something that they did on purpose? Like, was to lead us into thinking that?
yeah, I that's kind of where I was going. Like, because what pulled me into the story was like, okay, what are they going to do when they resolve this? How are they going to resolve this? What's actually going on behind the scenes of all this crazy stuff happening? And like that.
And
They use that to-
I also immediately went to they're secretly dead and this is just a fever dream like conspiracy
Yeah.
like right away.
Like, what's it gonna look like when Horse finally gets back to the real world? Like, that's a mystery that kind of keeps you going. And what's interesting is if you get hooked on that, then eventually you'll get to the point where they start doing more interesting and complex and dramatic things with Centaurworld itself.
But
Right.
I think in the episode 1 of the show, you learned that Horse done got isekai'd.
Mm-hmm.
Horse wants to find their rider, and now they're in this magical, crazy world filled with whimsical Centaurian beings that are also just as whimsical as they are whimsical.
These aren't just like horse centaurs. There's like giraffe centaurs and zebra centaurs and
Bird
Yeah,
some sort of little
centaurs?
bird centaur.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, actual horse centaurs are somewhat rare. It's just everything is some form of tar.
Yeah.
They're cat tars, not to be confused with cactars from Final Fantasy.
But, like, even the all the trees, if you look at the trees, most of them have, like, a little body and little legs, like that. Like all the trees are centaurs, and like the mountains
Like Jeffrey.
are the mountains are centaurs.
The tornadoes are centaurs.
It's like a whole centaur world.
Crazy.
But
That-
the song "We've Got Spells for Days," where they all start going through like their spells.
That's so weird. Because
Yeah,
you think it's going to be a gag, and then it turns
Yeah,
They
out
no.
keep
no, this
reoccurring.
is-
yeah, those are seriously their spells. Like those are the spells that they consistently use throughout the rest of the show. The only exception, there's like only two exceptions really. One is Wamawink can do a couple of other spells that we don't mention yet, but they get revealed pretty early on, and Zagreus has an extra spell that he doesn't list off in that song. And
Right.
I actually didn't even notice that it was a spell until this watching. So so we can come back and cover that like when we get to that episode where he reveals his extra spell, but
like extending your neck really long, or making your lovely head of hair do crazy things, or making sparkles shoot from your eyes. These are their legitimate magic powers.
Or shooting smaller versions of yourself
Yeah,
from your hooves.
Which they all have.
they all can do that.
yeah, these are apparently pretty standard spells, as just about everybody can do just about all of them. Glendel's like tummy hole and Zagreus's mane are
Zulius.
What?
Zagreus is a character from Greek mythos.
Oh,
He might be in Fate Stay or one of the Fate series.
I mean, he is in
Zulius.
Hades.
His name is Zulius, but
Zulius.
I keep saying Zagreus because like Zagreus is an actually mythological character. Okay. But yeah.
But yes, they are. And they are an eclectic, insane bunch of weirdos.
The main theme of family is brought up in this first episode. And even in this first episode the show establishes like its sort of like outline for what it's going to do. It's not until episode 3 that we actually like codify that outline, but we do set it up here in episode 1 when they're explaining this rainbow road goes around the whole world, and there are 5 centaur shamans, and they can do anything.
I'm just absolutely incensed that Rainbow Road. We never once saw Mario.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know
different
what's-
rainbow road.
What's funny about that is there are a couple of points where it seems like they're making pop culture references with just like a step removed. So instead of like the yellow brick road over the rainbow, it's the rainbow road. Instead of levitating the X-Wing out of the bog, it's levitating the bog. I don't know if I'm just reading too much into it, but it really felt like you're getting really close to something that exists in some other mythology, just with one thing tweaked.
I mean, this is a show about a lot of things that are just like one thing tweaked, twisted and turned. So that would probably make sense. I actually had the same thoughts about both those things.
It had not occurred to me that either of those things, but now that you say it, I can totally see it, and I'm very impressed by it, and just further proves to me how brilliant this show is in just every absolute facet.
And for me, one of the most important things about this show is that the music is not done by Android Lloyd Webber. F that guy. He makes bad songs. I'm sorry if you like cats, but you know what? The Catars in this show are way better than those other cats. That's just, where I'm at.
It's just
Okay,
science.
well, who did do the songs?
Megan Nicole Dong, along with Dominic Bisignano, who also did things like, he also did the music for Star versus the Forces of Evil, as well as Back to Backspace.
I'm a little bit surprised that he's not like an actual Broadway producer, because
The songs
has
are all
some-
really good.
it has, the whole show has, the songs are really good, and it has this whole Broadway vibe. Like, I could see how Centaurworld could very easily be a Broadway production.
Well, a lot of the folks in this are, like, for example, Mama Wink is portrayed by Megan Hilty, who, Anna realized, she's Glinda, the Good Witch, in Wicked.
Oh.
Nice.
Does she know Adele Dazeem?
I also really like the fourth and final song for this first episode, and I will occasionally sing that to my nieces and nephews.
Which one was that?
It takes a little bit of boldness, a little bit of magic. I'd go on my own if only I had it. Your magic, that is. That one.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, now I remember. Like, I didn't count, like, the individual songs. Like, I'm actually surprised there were 4 songs
Yes.
in the first episode.
Yeah, there are 4 songs in the first episode. Most episodes have 3 songs. And, like, I can get the song count up to 4, sometimes 5, depending on how generous I was being for whether that was a song or just a little ditty. But I definitely thought there were 4 distinct songs in this first episode here.
But yeah, like, for example, Horse is portrayed by Kimiko Glenn, who is in Broadway. Ryder is Jesse Muller, who is also in Broadway. There's a lot of Broadway, like, actual folks who are doing characters in this. Also, later on, Paul F. Tompkins. But, hey. He is
wasn't
a
on
character.
Broadway. He's just a comedian, right?
Correct.
Okay. I was going to say, there are a lot of names that I recognized from, like, sitcoms and comedy and stuff like that. Which seems surprising for a show that just kind of came out of nowhere.
Well, considering it's an animated work, like, this thing had to been, like, years in the making. Like,
Yeah.
this stuff doesn't just happen. So, it is really impressive how, like, my joke was to, like, Doug and Anna, like, man, this really feels like Broadway had nothing to do in 2020, so Netflix gave them an excuse to do something. But this show couldn't have started being production in 2020. It wouldn't have been done yet.
Yeah. And this is only, like, what we're covering is just the first half of the first season, I believe.
Yeah, there's technically another season that's in the pipes. It's coming out soon. It's just not out yet.
Okay.
But I still wanted to talk about these 10 episodes because they're so good. They're so delicious. So, going on into episode 2. Episode 2 is Fragile Things, and this is where we see the Tornator.
Do you mean
Right,
the
so-
tornado?
No!
No, it's a Tornator. Like,
It's not a tornado! It's a Tornator!
everything is a tar in this. Like, you can check the subtitles, it's there. But before we really get into the Tornator, let's take a break for spoilers. Because if we're going to start getting into episodes...
I'm just going through episode by episode.
Yeah. Let's take a break and then get into spoilers, and then we can do more actual, specific, episodic talk.
You don't need to feel bad. When you break something of someone, it's an opportunity to make a new friend.
Okay.
With every boat we fix and we broke it, we make new friends and build new friendships. Use our magic skills to repair this. There's no need to be embarrassed.
This damage done can be erased. I'll just paint it with my handsome face.
With every boat we fix and we broke it, we make new friends and build new friendships.
A room with mirrored walls will do. Ooh, my reflection as a gift for you.
We make new friends and build new friendships.
Boats!
All right, and we are back with spoilers for the first 10 episodes of Centaurworld, including the Tornator, which may actually be, inadvertently, the creepiest thing in this show, in my opinion.
No, it's not.
Next question.
No, it's not. But it is, the Tornador song is actually much creepier. Like, I didn't realize how very creepy it was the first time around because I couldn't understand the chorus. But the chorus is like all the souls that have been caught within the Tornador, like, calling out to our herd for, come join us. It is creepy.
Yeah, there's a lot. There is a lot that's creepy in this, especially as it goes on, but that I didn't realize it started that early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that the Tornador is the second mood shift. Like, the first one is obviously just coming to Centaurworld, is the first, like, big... The mood has drastically shifted and given us whiplash. So quickly, so dramatically and so heavily that you might miss this whiplash. But this is definitely, like, the mood, like, shifting again.
It also does sort of set the pavement down on its Rainbow Road to eventually introduce the other really creepy song, the song for the Nowhere King.
Yeah.
Who
that is the creepiest song.
Is the creepiest song, but I feel it writes creepiness checks that the actual Nowhere King does not cash.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I was very let down by the Nowhere King. I really hope he gets a creepy glow up for season 2, because all he was an inky black goopy thing with a skull on his head. I was ready to be messed with, and he was just not that.
You don't think
he's very
Luffy
standard.
messes are totally scary? Like, the amorphous nature of, like, an inky blob to me is way more frightening.
I'm with Doug. I found the Nowhere King very disturbing.
It would be creepy if this wasn't, like, the 872nd time I'd seen it.
Oh.
Although, I do keep mentally comparing him with the guy from The Ancient Magus' Bride.
I keep
has, like,
comparing him with Kane from No Need for Tenchi movie.
Now, now that's where that memory is coming from. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we have the same reaction for the same reason.
Yeah. That guy terrified me throughout my childhood, like, returned to nightmares, and I had no idea where he came from until I became an adult and learned what Tenchi was. And realized, I must have seen this as a way too young child.
You know, I don't remember the Nowhere King being that scary. So, I mean, I get that part of it, but I think stylistically it worked. Like, it wasn't overly grimdark like you'd see in the dystopian world. It wasn't goofy like you'd see in Centaurworld. It was just this, like you said, he's goopy, he can kind of expand, you understand why he's trapped. And you understand that it's going to be extremely bad if he gets out.
I also compare him to the inky blackness that was in Over the Garden Wall. I think there's a lot of similarities there. And I feel like in Over the Garden Wall, I never really got, like, to full-on encounter that creature and, like, fully, like, soak in it, whereas I do get that with the Nowhere King. And so that's kind of a double-edged sword where I recognize that that's going to be part of what makes him not as creepy, but I feel more satisfied by it because I actually get to interact with him so much.
I don't remember much about Over the Garden Wall, but what I do remember that kind of tracks, because it has this sort of, like, folklorish feeling to it, and that is very much what the Nowhere King kind of evoked for me, like, in the design. It's not trying to be creepy, it's trying to be like a ghost story type of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's what worked. But again, he's kind of like what everything else is building up to. So your reaction to him is based on, what you're expecting to be there.
I also think I didn't like the sound effects they used for all his squishing and splotching. Like, I know this is going to sound crazy. It sounded too cartoonish. Where it didn't feel creepy. It didn't feel like scary. It didn't evoke anything like, I'm like, oh no. Like with the Tornatar, like it was a straight up force of nature. It was just going to do what it was doing, and it was gigantic. It was powerful. Nothing they could do anything to it. It was something you had to deal with, not defeat.
Right.
And it felt scarier as a concept to me than the Nowhere King, especially just how amazingly creepy that song is, and it is. I did not feel the same level of, oh shoot, oh god, oh no, how are they going to get out of this one, y'all, than I did with the Nowhere King.
Yeah, I mean, I could go the other way on that. Like, I don't remember the sound effects exactly, but I definitely remember the feeling of, like, once you see him, you're like, oh, he can just expand to fill the entire void he's trapped in. You have this feeling of, like, oh, this is why he's trapped here. And then the fact that the passageway gets left open is kind of, like, really ominous.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I do wonder, and as a concept, as a character, I'm down with Nowhere King, especially the possibility that maybe him and crazy magic human lady, they might have been, their own rider and horse.
Yeah, that was definitely an implication that I got, is that he was essentially the horse to the mysterious lady's rider.
But they're cool and all, but they ain't the shamans.
Yes.
And the shamans are, like, for example, Water Baby was awesome, who I didn't also realize, portrayed by Renee Elise Goldsberry, who was Angela Schuyler in Hamilton.
Oh, hey.
For example. Or, I know, Doug's favorite, the Tree Shamans.
Yes,
which
oh my gosh, I love the Tree Shamans so much.
Portrayed by the First Aid Kit, a Swedish folk duo.
That sounds right. But the Tree Shamans are so good. My advice to everybody, which we're already in the spoiler section, so I'm sad that we cut the spoilers so quickly, but my advice to anybody, like, trying to watch this show and going, oh, I can't handle this mood whiplash, is stick in there until the Tree Shamans.
Yeah.
I really could probably just say to the end of Water Baby, because Water Baby is episode 3, and the Tree Shamans are episode 4. Again, the Tree Shamans are my favorite, so I just want everybody to watch my favorite part.
I feel like they're good stylistically, and the story around them is interesting. The thing that even confused me the second time through was kind of what their intention was, because you see in the flashback, they kind of, shamans can grant wishes. Wamawink gets her village gets destroyed. She makes a wish. They don't grant it. They sing something about, they're not gonna give you what you want, they're gonna give you what you need. And then Horse gets the key by kicking one of them down, and, like, this doesn't seem to be intentional. They seem really mysterious, is, I guess, my point.
They do, and they seem more mysterious than they actually are. Like, the shamans aren't all knowing. Like, we see that with the other shamans, is that they're just people. They're fallible people. And so I think by thinking that the Tree Shamans are so perfect, we sort of give them a level of mystique that they don't actually deserve.
Well, I guess it's weird because, like, I guess you're right. That comes right after Water Baby, and Water Baby really hypes up what the shamans are. Like, the shamans are going to solve all your problems.
Yeah.
And, like, that may just be an expectation there of, like,
and Water Baby
really know
with
what
her
they're
riverboat
dealing
is just a little bit like an old-style Baptist preacher,
Well, also the shamans are just really, really magically powerful centaurs.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like everyone else in the world, they're all weirdos. Huge weirdos.
So the tree shamans have this policy of giving you what you need, and what you want is kind of irrelevant. Like, I think what you want is merely your ability to ask for it, and what you need is whether or not they'll actually give it to you. And so that then brings up the whole question of what they actually all get for when they go up and make their wishes. Like, Durpleton gets his farts to say nice things to him instead of
His
mean
affirming
things.
farts.
Yeah, well, the implication being that, like, his father used to say horrible, abusive things to him, and when he farts, he still hears that. And so I guess what he needs is to not hear that anymore in his own farts.
It makes
Also,
sense in context. Actually.
And I think he knows himself well enough. He walks in and like, I need my farts to be affirming. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, yeah, he's right. That's what he needed.
Yeah.
Versus
Despite being
Ched.
displayed as being dumb as rocks, I think Durpleton actually might understand himself the best out of the cast.
There's less to understand there.
Yeah, it's.
And then there's Ched. I don't like
Ched's
Ched.
an asshole.
Yeah, Ched's an
he's
asshole.
He's basically
He
the
needs one.
character that's an asshole, but
That is his entire character. He has no further character development other than being an asshole.
I love Ched.
They do kind of hint at why he's such an asshole to Horse. Like his horse bigotry is a major problem, I feel, and they're going to need to do a little, like, they start to address it here, but it never resolves or goes away. So
Ched's dislike of Horse is like Kevin's dislike of France.
Yeah, but he keeps talking about it. And, like, he keeps saying mean things to Horse because of it.
Just like Kevin keeps saying mean things to
Yeah.
France.
No. Yeah.
Kevin loved the first, 20 minutes of Ava 3.0 plus 1.0 more than I did. Because it was all just fuck France.
But
Pay no attention to how much I like Rose of Versailles or how many French movies I've actually watched and enjoyed in my life.
Just like how much Ched likes Horse.
Some of my best friends are French.
Well, in episode 3, like, Ched does actually, if you're paying attention to his dialogue super closely like I was, you do actually get his explanation for why he doesn't like horses. It's not very good, and I hope that there's a better explanation later on. His explanation basically amounts to his mom cheated on his dad with a horse tar, and his stepdad was a horse tar.
Well.
I'm not going to call you Dad Horse.
Yeah,
or Dad
that's
Horse.
That's something he screams at Horse later on, but yeah.
Yeah.
I somehow missed that.
And so what Ched needs is to not be such a bigoted asshole.
Is an ass whipping.
So that's why he gets turned into a horse temporarily.
Weird. Goes away.
It goes away.
Vendale's
He
fart
gets better.
stays.
He got better.
He got better.
And Wamawink's wish is she does need sleep. She does in fact need sleep. But like one of the things is like that's not actually what's going on. Like when everybody's noticing, hey, Wamawink's acting weird. It's real easy to sit there and go, well, she's acting weird because she didn't get any sleep. But if you're paying attention to her, she was acting weird before she didn't get any sleep, and that's probably why she didn't get any sleep. And she even tries to talk to Horse about it, and Horse just won't listen to her. So it's why what Horse needs is empathy. And she goes back in time and sees baby Wamawink in the flashback to learn empathy.
And that's also kind of makes you wonder how old Wamawink is, because that flashback essentially is the bad guys that are currently ravaging the Dire World, and they're no longer in Centaurworld, which means that had to happen before the gates between the two worlds were closed by the pieces that the shamans are holding on to.
Yeah. The shamans are probably not that old. Like, I sort of got the feeling that, like, this actually was pretty recently.
Well, that's why I wonder how old they are, because it feels like... Because later on, you get to the Bertar and the ancient, backstories of things, and this had to be when Wamawink was a baby.
Yeah.
Because Wamawink trained as a shaman, I got the feeling that those were like positions that, people would train and ascend to, as opposed to like, these are the only 5 shamans that exist in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I think they're just the shaman. I think Wamawink is clearly the shaman of her particular herd. Because if you look at it, these are all different little communities that the shamans are watching over. Because we need to get the actual best character in this show. I think we can all maybe agree, Comfortable Doug.
Are we just skipping over the bear tar episode?
Yeah, he's the comic book guy from Simpsons. Moving on.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much
Yeah,
true.
that's... Well, the more standout thing is part of Horse's characterization, something that comes really to point in this episode is, Horse has been kind of up until this point, Horse has been kind of riding on all the other... has been riding on the rest of the herd that they don't, like, have any common sense. But when push comes to shove, she doesn't actually have any common sense. She doesn't know where food comes from any more than Derpleton does.
Because she's a horse that's been domesticated by her rider, and like there's almost like a parent-child relationship there.
I think the stress there is on there being like a parent-child relationship.
Yeah. Even though she's been a warrior as part of that relationship, and that's where the assumption that these people don't understand anything comes from.
Yeah, but she's definitely a child, as we can now move on past the Bear Tar episode, because I honestly feel like the Bear Tar episode, if you had to take a single episode out of this show, that's the only episode I can see as being removable.
There's a little bit of world building, but it's kind of all in the background.
Yeah, like the Bear Tar episode does have a lot of the world building, like with his models and the ancient, cave work and stuff. Like there's a lot to infer on how this world exists in connection to the other world. That's where you learn about it through the Bear Tar, but it's just not as much fun as Comfortable Doug.
Yeah, Comfortable Doug is in episode 6.
I love Comfortable Doug so much. He's so hideous.
Let's see. Horse lost her armor in episode 2 to the Tornator. And then in episode 5 is where she is where she gets her new mane. Like her mane changes. It becomes all bubbly and smooth lines.
Yeah, that was something I did notice, if you look at Horse, she's drawn very angular. Like, there's a different art style at play. Even like how the shadows of Horse are all straight. Whereas you look at the shadowing of the centaurs, it's all gradient. It's all like fudged up and blurred to create more of a super cartoony look. And as Horse begins her journey becoming a cartoon horse herself, her art style actually changes to match of Centaurworld versus her original world.
Yeah. Which I'm disappointed about. I really liked the look of, like, here's a full-on horse, a fully rendered horse, next to a bunch of cartoon characters. Like,
I did like her original design. I do feel one thing I noticed was, I don't know if I'm imagining this, but every time she would talk, she would do like the head bob and some of the eye movements that like Archer characters do. and it was just distracting.
Yeah.
That's probably why I like Ched, because he also is pretty much an Archer character.
That
But
makes
he's
sense.
the only Archer character in a room full of not Archer characters, so it doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
Well, but at the beginning of episode 6, they're playing with scrunchies. The Rainbow Road goes like straight down into a hole, and so they go into the hole, and that is where they get put in the hole by Comfortable Doug.
Who is a Moltar.
They go to mole jail.
Like, I swear, Comfortable Doug might actually be the most unsettling looking character in the show.
Like,
But
why,
I love Comfortable Doug so
why
much.
is he so sweaty all the time? Why are all the moles so sweaty? Like, moles are not sweaty. Like, why did they depict them as such?
That's the human half. The human half is super sweaty.
He's that sweaty, I would not think he's comfortable at all.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why
he
he's
is.
comfortable Doug.
What are you? I am comfortable. Doug.
Dog.
That is my name. I love Comfortable Doug. I'm glad Comfortable Doug comes back.
Well, if you notice, Jeffrey and Comfortable Doug both like kind of follow the party for the rest of the time. Like they're never like part of the herd, but they're always from then on tangential to the herd.
Yeah, we're never too far away, somehow.
Gary the skeleton. Did you guys notice that he's a skeleton of a human?
Yes, we did
Like
notice
he is
that.
a human skeleton down there in Centaur jail.
Yes, that has all kinds of implications.
Yeah.
I mean, there's also a mysterious other human woman who I think never gets a name, who does keep appearing on and off.
But we start as the tale starts to tell jokes. And Basil, I
Voiced
think you would.
Paula
said
Tompkins.
something.
This
Yeah.
is the horse tale, folks.
The
This is
horse's tale.
tale.
Yeah.
Comes to life and starts talking, and that's her magic power.
That is her first spell. And they sing the song Baby's First Spell, which is basically just a puberty song.
Yeah.
So your body's changing, you're getting all this different hair in places where that you didn't have hair before. It's a puberty song, and her first spell is very blatantly approximate to like her first period.
I mean,
Like,
if you say so.
It is. It's gross. It's a bodily function. It makes noises you don't want it to make. And people treat it like this. It's this grand, wonderful thing.
And also
Yeah.
the butt of a joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is like very like in every way, shape, and form like a period parallel.
A period
It
piece.
tracks.
Yes.
Oh, God. Yes. Oh. I'm glad my puberty didn't involve magical randomness.
That
Or
might
am
have
I?
zhuzhed mine up a decent bit. I
Or
can't
am
say
I?
I'm like, yeah, I can't say I'm just like anti magic puberty.
You know, whenever I'm counting the shamans, though, I always tend to forget about the mole shaman. I don't know why. Because
Well,
she's
I-
great.
She's also-
oddly, because Doug is more comfortable, Doug leaves more of an impression.
Yeah, I think
I
she's
think.
part of that whole storyline as opposed to like you don't even know that there's a shaman down there. Whereas
Yeah.
all the other shamans are kind of like, we're going to see the whale shaman or the tree shaman or whatever.
Yeah, like you kind of don't realize that she's the shaman until she gives Horse her magic piece.
And then cats.
Cat.
Yeah, and then episode 7 is cats.
Oh yeah.
The
Just
opening
cat.
song is literally a very obvious blatant parody of Jellicoe Cats from
Yeah.
Cats musical.
And all
Sure.
the names sound like names from cats. At least,
Well,
you know,
they're
ones
doing
I've
the
heard.
big competition
Yeah.
to see who's the coolest. It's cats.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's like
That's
straight
pretty
up
much
cats.
That's
I don't know
technically
what-
not the competition.
I don't know what cats is actually about.
Okay,
I just know
so-
I've
You're
seen
better
ads.
off. You're better
Yes,
off.
I probably
Are
am.
you?
I'm about
Yes.
to tell you. I'm about to tell you the plot of Cats. So get ready, everybody.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for a completely different show. The plot of Cats, the musical, is this: there are a bunch of cats living in the streets of London, and and once a year during the Jellicle moon.
Is Jellicle a word that existed anywhere before cats?
No. It is
Okay.
a nonsense word made up by the guy who wrote the original poems.
T.S. Eliot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're all made up words.
It's made up as part of what a Jellicle cat is, and it's this big lengthy description on what a Jellicle cat is, and the long and the short of the description is that all cats are Jellicle cats, but it takes a whole poem to get there. Okay.
And all the cats perform their songs and things. See who should be the one to die and go to heaven.
Yes. Only
Okay.
one cat gets to go to
Cool.
heaven. And
Because
during the Jellicle
all-
moon, and
Because all dogs go to heaven, so
Yeah.
obviously the cats don't. But they
But
send one.
99.9% of cats go to hell. No.
So
there's some mythologies that you can there's some fan theories that you can subscribe to if you want that states that that the cats only have this opportunity because of this is the shared collection of the soul that they get, that dogs get to go to heaven because they basically get spare soul parts from humans, but cats don't get that. So they have to all put it together and only give it to one cat at a time. But that's a fan theory and isn't stated for certain in Bedrock anywhere, but it's kind of the implication that you get.
But these cats are going for a sash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
Yes.
cats are just competing for a sash. And this is
Every
like
day.
a project this is
Every
more like
day.
a Project Runway talent show kind of thing. And this is also where we see Zulius's extra power.
And
Was it?
Julius's ex.
Yes.
Yes. Zulius's extra power is to stop time and talk to the camera.
And it's painful to everyone else involved.
Yes.
does
So
he
that's why it
mention-
wasn't part of the song.
Okay. He doesn't mention it in the song though.
No, it's
Okay.
the only power that they have that doesn't get mentioned in the song. And it's because it hurts everybody when he does it, so he doesn't do it. Except for here, where he's about to confront his ex, who is the current reigning champion of the competition. Johnny T Time's Be Best competition.
Johnny T. Time.
Be
Johnny Tea
Best.
Time is my favorite shaman.
Johnny
Yeah.
T Time is a great shaman.
Johnny Tea Time is a cute little kitten who lives in a teacup, and he will blast you with laser beams of cuteness.
Yes, he's very cute. But the current Zulius's ex is the current reigning champion of the competition, Splendid, and he is a tiger. And
Rawr.
I thought there was something very poetic about the two stripy boys being in heated competition with each other.
Wanting their glitter cats.
Yes,
Glitter cats.
yes. The glitter cats are two female cats who are backup dancers, and apparently they used to be Zulius's backup dancers, but now they're Splendid's backup dancers. And they're very glitter cats.
They're very
I hate it
catty.
when an ex takes the pets in a breakup.
But that's fine, because as we all know, no one knows how to be their best like Comfortable
best.
Doug.
It's true. They have this entire competition, a do-it-yourself cat-lick hairdo, a litter box obstacle course, ignoring the laser pointer, which is the one thing that Horse is really good at.
What, this is a problem for you guys?
And then they do the actual one that matters, the showstopper contest where, Horse wins it. She does this big dramatic song dance. Who is she? And it I don't know why it reminded me of Lady Gaga turning into Katy Perry, but that's what it reminded me of. And she ends up doing her full body transformation where she completely turns into a cartoon character, just like all of them. And then Comfortable Doug shows up and he wins.
By existing.
He wins.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, just look at it.
White male privilege, am I right, folks?
White
I mean, you're
male
not
privilege?
wrong.
Just show up and we win everything. But then
Mole
that moves us
privilege.
on to, like, the third really creepy song.
Oh,
When they sing
yes.
well, it's just a reprise of the really creepy songs, just sung by the cats. So it's much more creepy than when the flowers sang it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sorry. My bad. I mean, episode 8's The Whale Tar.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
The assistant
yes.
suicide shaman.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right. Shaman
Is it?
Kevorkian.
Yeah. She's totally the assisted suicide shaman. 100%. That's what she is.
I didn't read it as suicide because she's taking all these people.
How did you not read that as suicide?
Yeah.
Well, I read it more as like codependence or something, where she's
Yeah,
just like,
but-
I'm
but
just gonna
they're-
take all the pain away.
No, yeah, okay,
But
okay.
she's doing it for one day.
Dylan, as I was watching this, I think it was my third watching through of it. So not this most recent one, but the one before it. When we got to the whale shaman part and we were playing the whale shaman song, that was when Barry just happened to be coming in from whatever he was doing outside, and he looked at the screen, and then he looked at me and he said, "She's talking about eating them, right?"
So I figured, for some reason, I assumed that everyone who was stuck in her mouth, stomach, whatever, had been there forever. I missed somehow like the 1 day part.
Yeah,
I thought
it
it
was
was just like this.
it
is
was
a
in the
codependent
song.
relationship.
I think may have been
That may have been it.
but yeah, it's very explicitly stated that they have this 1 day apiece and then they're going to die.
That's okay. Yeah, that's worse.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's real. It's real fucked up.
Which implies a shockingly large number of inhabitants of Centaurworld just want to end it all.
Yeah, because there were a lot of people in there. Like a lot of people.
Yeah, there were.
That's a one
Look.
day.
Centaurworld is a lot.
It is a lot.
And they keep referring to the whale shaman as the last shaman, and they're like, yeah, but nobody knows why. It's because when you go visit her, you don't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Ever.
Although-
She might not be the last shaman, but she's the last shaman for you.
If you're
Although,
looking
man-
for the shamans, you probably have some problem, and her solution, well, she really only has one solution.
But then I forgot about the whole Wama Wink and the male Murtars.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Thing.
yeah.
Wama winks, lets her Fujoshi flag fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She feels about merfolk a very specific way.
Go ahead, Doug. You're gonna finish that sentence with, she feels about merfolk the way that I feel about blank. Go ahead and finish that sentence.
No,
I can
I'm
smell
just-
it.
That's fine.
I can smell it. I knew, I knew that was going through your mind somewhere.
I'm ashamed to admit that you are exactly correct, sir, but I'm not going to finish that sentence. I am just going to leave it at, so,
I will respect your decision, knowing that I was in fact correct.
knowing that you are correct, please respect my decision to not
Yes.
finish that
Also-
sentence. and
Yes,
just
I
end it
will.
at a very specific way, and yeah, she forced Glendale to help her do her doujinshi. Much
I love
the same
Glendale's diatribe about what she made her do.
Much
Yeah.
the same way that I have forced Basil in the past to do my dirty doujinshi work. Like,
It is very explicitly like internet fan art culture
Yeah.
type of thing. Like,
yeah.
Doujinshi is not even an exaggeration there.
It is very specifically yaoi doujinshi.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Points
And then, of
for
course,
Big
at the
Bara
end, it's
Merman.
like-
At least some of them were.
I mean, some of them were bara, but most of them were just
They were-
straight, like,
Yeah,
yaoi.
they were, but like some of them at least had chest hair. I appreciate that.
Well, she really digs the chest hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I love though at the end though is she's found this lonely mer guy sitting on the dock, and he's like, "Oh, thank you for the picture of my girlfriend will love it," and like walks off and like.
Well, you know, when you see that girlfriend later on, she's like a purple like llama person.
Yes.
I completely forgot about that. Again,
Yeah,
I only
like-
got to like episode 10
Like,
or so. when-
Vaguely similar to Wamo Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so One Week totally had a chance with him if it weren't for the fact that he were already taken.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also that the real life mer guys are kind of schlubby.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
well, I mean, like everybody in the
nice,
world
but-
is. Like,
yeah. Like
Horse
he's
becomes
nice. Like
schlubbier.
He has a
reminded
good
me of
personality.
yeah.
He reminded me of Steven from Steven Universe. Is what he reminds me of. Oh yeah, and when he eventually says that girlfriend line and she gets all brokenhearted, you know, she says, "Oh, it serves me right for falling in love with somebody so quickly for their personality." It reminded me of Sailor Moon when they were arguing about who had the most talent.
Talent.
Yeah, as they make hand grabby gestures at their own chests.
Bless you, bad English TV Sailor Moon dub, for always making it worse when you tried to cover something up in the dialogue.
Was that the Deke dub?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
God bless Deke.
The director's definitely going to pick me because I have the biggest talent. Hand broken
Sailor Jupiter
gestures.
shoves her boobs in the frame.
But so they don't trust the Sunfish Merdude. They don't trust him because he is trying to trick them. He is very clearly trying to trick them. He's trying to keep them from seeing the shaman because the shaman is going to eat them. He's trying to save their lives. He's set up this whole carnival to try to save everybody's life, and it never works. Because there's nothing you can actually do to stop a suicidal person from seeking out a method. Other than what Wamoink actually does.
Yeah, episode 8 is kind of heavy once you scrape off the.
Yeah, once you
Yeah.
once you scrape off the high whimsy, it becomes.
It's actually kind of a dark episode. Kevin laughs in the
It's-
darkness. No, it's actually a
I
pretty
mean-
dark episode.
It's a pretty dark show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a pretty dark show.
it's like the best fairy worlds. It's all bright and colorful and fun and whimsical, and it will kill you.
Well, they're all kind of. The whole herd is kind of underestimating how deeply upset Horse is by the way her body looks now. Like, her
Yeah.
body doesn't look right anymore. She's going through, like, some pretty severe body dysmorphia, and the herd, at best, can make a joke about it. But more often than not, they don't even really recognize it as even being a thing.
Yeah.
But it's
also,
just eating
like-
at her.
Yeah. It's also very symbolic of like you might be stuck here forever. You might not be able to go back. You know.
And there's also the grief that comes along with one of the things that she tells in her big song to the whale shaman is she's forgetting Ryder's face, which you know, we have cameras nowadays, so if we forget people's faces, we can look at them. But it's a thing that happens surprisingly quickly, like especially when like if you know somebody who's died, like you start realizing that you forget what their face looks like, and it happens a lot faster than you think it would.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know what to say, but yeah, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have necessarily gone to death, but yeah, that makes I can see how you can draw that parallel.
But well, speaking of death, yeah, we have now, you know, through this chronological journey through all the episodes, we've now hit the last two, which is the finale of, you know, season 1, where we actually do get to meet the Nowhere King.
The coolest dude in the show. No, he's terrible.
I mean, we do get the big comfortable Doug, you know, song and dance, so there is
Yeah.
that.
But the best part is at the end, everyone just kind of drills down into the earth after him, even though half of them aren't Moltars.
Yeah, and this is where like I have to apologize. I feel that this whole episode could have been much better if I had just finished those last 2 episodes and written like the heavily scripted notes that I have written for the rest of this that I had written for the rest of the show. But I'm gonna need somebody else to help like lead the very specific thoughts that I do have about these last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I should have gone back and rewatched as well, because I don't
Well-
remember the exact sequence.
Essentially, this is where, they fight. Water Baby shows up. They get Horse through the
They
rift.
assemble the artifact. They open the gate between worlds. It goes into a creepy white void.
Which, by the way, Horse ends up meeting Ryder in the middle of the void.
Yes, because Ryder's apparently been having her own adventure, where she found her own portal.
Yeah. They're reunited. And it's true, Ryder doesn't recognize Horse at first. It's, Horse kind of has to, like, appeal to her to go, hey, it's me, it's really me, it's me. I know it's weird that I can talk, I look different, but it's still me.
She
Like,
ends
I
up
know
having
our
to sing
song.
the song to her, yeah.
Sing
Yeah.
the song. Yeah, it's my
but-
horse. That's weird.
But Ryder does recognize her and just accepts her for who she is once she does recognize her.
Oh, the little bits with Ryder reacting to any of the Centaurworld stuff, is just hilarious. She has had no
Yeah.
time to adjust.
Well, and this is where John's question earlier that we had to edit out comes into play.
Yeah, I have a real, if we're gonna carry the story out to its logical conclusion, in which, Horse and Ryder go back to their world and do their thing, are we gonna have, like, a Flowers for Algernon kind of situation with Horse?
Oh,
Well, Horse does go into her original world for like a second.
Right, but I mean, by staying
but
there,
it took a while for the
Oh,
Centaurworld
no.
effects to kick in.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
no,
Like,
I
by
see what you're saying.
yeah, by staying there, she's going to revert back to just being a horse.
Oh,
Possibly.
That's
But we don't
Hence
know
the-
because, for all we know, this could merge the 2 worlds, and there might be a balance between magic and dystopian. So it may end up being like one world where she can at least still talk. We don't know.
Also, what would happen to Ryder if she hung out in Centaurworld for any length of time? I mean, I know we have one other human to look at, but
Yeah,
I
apparently
had that thought.
there are no bad effects for humans staying in Centaurworld.
except you might end up a skeleton in mole jail.
Yeah.
You turn into an 80s cartoon character.
Which is amazing.
Oh,
Definitely
man.
feel like
anybody would
It'd be
aspire
like Kid
to.
Video. Does anyone else remember Kid Video? Am I the only
No.
one?
From
remember
Burger
the
King
name?
Kids Club?
But I don't remember anything about it.
I barely remember anything about it. So I just remember hey, we look like cartoons.
Yes, but Horse does go briefly back into human world for a little bit, and then it's only because she has to go tell everybody that she made it through fine that she gets stuck in the first place.
Well, I mean, that's just an obvious, like, you should have just,
Oops.
yeah, it's
then-
like, that,
But
you
then
guys should have
the-
just,
But then the rest of the herd, like the centaurs, would have gone after her to check and make sure she was okay if she hadn't come back. So then the Nowhere King would have been released all the same, only probably with our main characters dead. So, I guess it is good that she went back.
And they end with, Nora King shows up. He's this big, goopy, horrific-ish thing.
Like, he looks a lot like a shrimp.
I
Like
mean,
his
he's
back
got all
half
the
does.
extra legs and a big long body, I guess.
Yeah, like the way the back half of his body curls around is a lot like a shrimp. I know this because I have shrimp and I've been keeping them in a fish tank in my studio.
Yeah. And unsurprisingly, his actor is also in a lot of musicals.
He's like something out of Princess Mononoke over the garden wall. Like we listed a bunch of things that he's very similar to.
Was probably something more normal once. Now he's a horrible abomination trapped in a void between worlds, and it's implied he's only going to get worse.
Well, but it has me very eager for the next 10 episodes. I want to see how they deal with the Nowhere King. I'm very curious about the origins of the Nowhere King. Just so much of the like world lore was packed into these 10 episodes that I feel pretty confident that they'll be able to deliver. Like so much of the things they set up came to fruition.
I would say this is a very good show. It also looks real good. Like the animation for this show is very spot on. Like they clearly knew the look they were going for, and they absolutely succeeded. I also didn't realize that one of the main storyboard folks is Louis Zong, who also did a lot of work for We Bare Bears. Also, he animates a lot of clips of the McElroy Brothers, My Brother Me show. And he also has done a lot of music I've been listening to lately. So I'm like, oh, this is partially a Louis Zong joint, and that explains a lot. But no, this show is real good. I cannot wait to see where they go. They end with, Water Baby hanging out with Ryder to try and figure out how to make things work in dystopian world, and Horse is going to stick around to somehow train all these wacky centaurs on how to fight a war. That's clearly something that's going to go just great with no hitches whatsoever.
I'm really curious how that ends up working, just because it seems like there's a much bigger sense of urgency than there was in the first 10 episodes.
I don't know how it's going to work out. I can only wish to see. And as far as I know, the next 10 episodes are basically made. They're already made. I just don't know why they're holding them back for a reason, but they're holding them back to be released later.
Well, I mean, Netflix has, a plan. Like,
yeah,
they don't want to release everything all at once, especially stuff that gets buzz. Like right now, as of this recording, again, the Squid Game is very, very hot right now. Clearly, they would not want to release something just to get gobbled up by Squid Game, because that's what everyone's talking about. They want things that people will talk about all the time, so they've got to plan out, their stuff to come out in a schedule to keep retention.
I see.
Okay, so awesomes out of awesome.
I want to give it the most awesomes that I can possibly give a thing, because I loved this thing so hardcore. Like I made everybody watch it. I demanded that this be an awesome cast. This is like this hit just like this tickled a thing that I needed to see just so well. So good. So many awesomes. Everybody else pick your awesomes first. I'll pick mine last so that I can pick the highest number.
Price is right us? Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a
Fine,
dick
I'll
move,
start-
Doug.
It's
Fine,
a dick
I'll start-
move. But hey, I'm comfortable doing it.
Sure you are.
All
How
right,
long
so
how long you
we've
been
got-
sitting on that?
So
Since I saw the character.
since we've got one comfortable
he so
Doug out of
sweaty?
awesome.
Why is he so sweaty? I can't
Like,
properly be like, this is who I am, because he's
can't just
so
ask somebody why
sweaty.
they're so sweaty all the time. It's rude.
It could be Alabama in the summertime, y'all.
Oh God, it could be.
But yeah, I'm giving one comfortable Doug out of awesome. That's my number.
I'm gonna give it 2 Linked Worlds, because honestly, like I haven't even watched it all the way through Adventure Time and some things like that. So that plus musical didn't really seem to be my thing, but the lore and the plot around it are interesting enough that it kept me really engaged, and I'm glad I watched it. Because I otherwise wouldn't have.
One amazing treasure trove of weirdness from Glendale's tummy hole out of Awesome. I love Glendale, guys. I can't even tell you. I love Glendale. I think she might murder me in my sleep, but I love her.
Okay, so there's this thing that they do in the last, like, I think it's the last episode, you know, where the key, you know, the mysterious woman has shown up, she's taken the key and run so that they can never be told, so that they can't open the gate back up again and check on their friend who is in danger on the other side. Well, they get through that problem by Glendale just stole the key. The great fantastic thing about that move is unlike most of the time when people try to pull that thing off, where people do that trope where another character used sleight of hand. Glendale has been stealing crap the whole time, and you see her do it on screen, like, always. Like, she picks up stuff and just puts it in her tummy hole, just all the time. And the amazing thing is that if you watch the screen closely while this is going on, you see her pick up the thing and put it in her tummy hole. Like, actually, they really did that. Like, they really, oh my gosh, it was just so well laid out and mapped and foreshadowed, and so good.
All right, John.
I'll give it an unspecified number of assisted suicides out of Awesome.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Beat that.
I'll give it 5 shamans out of Awesome.
Well, that is the highest specified number.
Yeah, no one tried to, like, game that system.
So, have fun off in a billion.
So, folks, this has been the OSMcast, your podcast for everything awesome. It is edited by the most wonderful of wives, Anna.
The
where
most
you can find
kind and forgiving.
our theme is done by DJ Inabito. You can find his stuff at djinabito.com. Our website is awesomecast.com, where you can check it out. You can also check out our Patreon if you want to leave us some cash, you know, in the digital, but still cash way, but not that, like, creepy, like, Bitcoin
no
NFT way.
cryptocurrency, yeah.
Just this Patreon.
We haven't created Awesome Coin yet, have we?
No, and we
God.
never will.
Oh, okay.
No.
But you can join our Discord. Also, if you want to leave us reviews on Apple Podcasts, that would be one of the most helpful, wonderful things you could do. Just throw us 5 stars and just mention something that we've done that you might have liked recently, or in the past, whichever. I'm not that picky. You can also find us on Twitter at AwesomeCast. You can find myself at It's Basil Time. Kevin, where can they find you?
At Twitless_Kevin.
Dylan, where can they find you?
At Dylan Wolf.
You can find Anna at Angel Darkfire, but the middle A is missing, and not Angel Fire, it's Angel Darkfire. Apparently in the previous episode I said Angel Fire because, well, that used to be websites.
Sure did.
John, where can they
Man.
find you on
At
Twitter?
J5 is live. The letter J, the number 5 is live.
They can also find John on Twitch. Where's that?
Twitch.tv/theservg. We stream always every Wednesday and Friday, 7 to 11, sometimes later. Go ahead and mash that, follow button, mash that notifications button, so you know whenever I go live with something random like, Scarlet Nexus or Melty Blood or Guilty Gear, whatever I end up playing. And, if you got that free Prime subscription, whether you're doing a trial or whatever you're doing, if you got Prime, go ahead and hit us up with that free-to-you, Prime gaming subscription to our channel. That money goes to me. It will help me pay for things like my medication, which is ridiculously expensive.
Theoretically, I am also on Twitch, and it's Basil time. I haven't done sessions lately, but that's hopefully going to change soon. So, I think that does all the things. So, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see what happens when we talk about whatever it is we talk about next. Until then, we're out.
Oh, right. I need to open my drink.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what the commercials tell me.
Or it could be the reoccurring, my brother, like, rip it, yeah! Do it! Open that Coke! Hell yeah!
It sounds so good.
Oh.
Just put it right to the microphone and let it rip.